Live, and today we're talking with women who are leading and inspiring others through their work, art, and advocacy. Our next guest is doing all of that. Versha Sharma is the first South Asian editor-in-chief of the iconic magazine Teen Vogue. By the way, celebrating 20 years of publication. What started as a fashion magazine for teens has turned into a movement for the cultural and social issues that matter most to young people today. Take a look. In January 2003, Vogue's little sister, Teen Vogue, debuted on newsstands around the country, targeting the fashion-minded girl. But never just a fashion magazine, the publication has always been on the pulse of the political and cultural issues teenagers are talking about. In 2016, the magazine expanded its coverage to more socially conscious issues like immigration, abortion, and the Me Too movement. With the pivot, online traffic grew 226%, averaging 10 million views a month. In 2021, Versha Sharma became Teen Vogue's first South Asian American editor-in-chief. Versha continues the magazine's important mission of diversifying not only the stars and stories Teen Vogue covers, but also its staff. Her first issue featured rising star of Netflix's hit show Never Have I Ever, Maitreyi Ramakrishnan, who was only the second South Asian to ever appear on Teen Vogue's cover. And now, as the iconic magazine celebrates its 20-year evolution, readers can't wait to see what the next 20 years will bring. Tam fam, welcome to the show, Versha Sharma. Congratulations! I'm so happy for you. We ran into each other at the Sergio Hudson fashion show a few weeks ago.
Yes.
We had to blur. It was the person in the middle of the witness protection program. We were there together. We came over, and I congratulated you, and we just shared this moment because I know what it feels like to be the first. I was the first Black woman to anchor the Today Show in the 62-year history of that show.
Amazing.
And I say that to say that here in 20, whatever year this is, there's still so many firsts.
Yes.
So there are young women and young men, young people watching who see what you've done. And this was your dream job. You went and got your dream. You know how lucky you are. You got your dream job.
I know. I'm extremely lucky. And I have to say that this is really a full circle moment for me because I watched you on the news and on TV growing up, and when you moved over to MSNBC and everything. So sitting here with you right now, somebody who's been a trailblazer, is just absolutely incredible for me. So thank you for having
me. Your parents immigrated from India, and you grew up in Louisiana. Every time I say that line, I think of the Beyonce line, but I'll have to pay if I say it. But it's like, what do you get when you mix that with Louisiana?
Exactly.
What do you get?
You get this. I am born and raised in central Louisiana in a small town, and there are actually more Indians in Louisiana than you would think.
Yeah.
It's a small community, but it was a tight-knit community, and my parents were chief organizers of bringing that community together. And so it was really special growing up because I felt like obviously I had my very American childhood in public schools with all my friends, but I also had this very Indian childhood because my parents prioritized keeping our culture and heritage as part of my everyday life.
How did that translate to you then turning into this fearless journalist, right? Because the best of who we are, I believe, are the people who raised us, the people, and that doesn't just include parents, that's all the people around you.
Absolutely.
How did that contribute to really being a survivor in this business, even at your young age?
Well, I think that sense of community that they instilled in me, that importance of like honoring my heritage, my family, my culture, is the reason I've been able to get through so many situations where like, feels like the first half of my career, I was the only woman of color in the room and like these very like white male dominated newsrooms. But I was secure in who I am and my identity, and that came from them.
I love it.
So
I love it.
I'm very grateful to my parents.
You know, what I love also is the balance still of the magazine. The reality is you are brilliant, you are a wonderful writer, a tremendous force of nature. But listen, that dress is gorgeous. You don't leave fashion behind. You don't leave, and I tell people that so often, you know, you can be many things. You can be the smart girl in the room, and you can also be the fly girl in the room.
Yes.
I say that to the young women I mentor. You lean in, and the magazine still does what the Zodiac fashion based on your Zodiac, what you should wear.
Yes.
I'm a Virgo. I don't know what I should wear all the time. but you still balance that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's important to our audience, and what you say is exactly how all of us feel and how young people feel, which is you can and do care about multiple things at one time, and they're not mutually exclusive. To care about the latest in celebrity fashion or the latest TikTok trend, but also to want to know what's going on in the world right now.
And I appreciate that, because I do think, you know, younger people get such a bad rap when you're like, oh, they don't think about anything but social media. And then George Floyd is murdered and they turn out on the street to demand change. We see the immigration debate turn out on the streets to demand change. I am most inspired. I'll be very, I have never told this. I especially look at the younger generation of young women of color and how I shrunk down in rooms sometimes, and I see them now, and I'm like, you go get them. You speak up for yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and we don't, full disclosure, I tell people all the time, I'm a journalist. We do the stories that matter. This is not the Tamron Hall show or the MSNBC version.
Right.
This is the version that I present now, that I want to present. But I do always want voices like yours on the show who are on the forefront of making sure everybody understands it's not a perfect world, and it can only be perfect when people like you have a voice and are leading as the top name on the masthead of that magazine.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. I just want to say, since you brought up George Floyd and young women of color, you know, my first letter from the editor that I wrote for the magazine was about Darnella Frazier, who is the young woman who filmed what happened to George Floyd, right? We wouldn't have necessarily known or seen that evidence with our own eyes if not for her. She was 17 years old. Like, the world is asking a 17-year-old young Black woman to have to witness that, to have to act in the moment. And her bravery is just absolutely incredible to me. So Teen Vogue has honored her, and I just think she's amazing.
Absolutely. Versha's gonna stay with us. Next, we're going to get a sneak peek at her work-life balance, if such a thing exists. Plus, don't go anywhere. Remember to stay tuned. You can win a pair of Christian Louboutins. The first time we've ever done this on the show. Maybe even the pair that I'm wearing right now. We'll be right back.
I'm heading out, and the reason I'm whispering is not just because of my voice, but because baby is taking her morning nap. It's a beautiful day, and I'm walking into the office in the beautiful World Trade Center. I'm here with Alyssa Hardy, who is our contributing editor, and she's going to walk me through a style piece that she's publishing soon. There is a mother's room at Condé Nast where we can pump privately, so that's what I'm about to do now. It's been a long day of meetings and calls, so I'm heading home to see baby girl, and we'll do it all again tomorrow. This is the best part of my day. I love my job, but I love coming home and being able to play with my daughter.
Oh my gosh, welcome back. That was a peek into busy day in the life of Teen Vogue editor-in-chief Versha Sharma. I love that this again is a part of the story, not the view that many people might have of career-driven. It's just you. You got that baby, and you are, I dare say the word juggling, because I don't like juggling, because sometimes our balls drop, and you got to pick them up.
Yes.
But what is it like for you to start your morning with that cute face and that hug?
I mean, motherhood is exhilarating and exhausting.
Oh, yeah.
So it's both things at once, right? And you're feeling so many things throughout the day. But I'm very blessed to have a healthy baby girl. She's just about to be 9 months old. I'm very excited. Thank you. But maybe most importantly, the reason I'm able to do my job and continue to succeed at my job is because of my support network, right? I have an incredible husband and partner who is just the best father, and our nanny, Nellie, who is a fan of yours and a fan of the show, so I had to bring her up. She's just—
Shout out Nellie.
Shout out Nellie, exactly. She is absolutely fantastic.
I'm happy you said that too, because when I first launched the show in 2019, I just had Moses, and people were asking, well, how do you do it? How do you do it? And I said, I have my son's caregiver nanny, Jennifer, lives with us. And to pretend that I do it by myself was to sin, as I saw it, because this woman chose a job to help me so that I could do this job. And I know people sometimes choose to keep it a secret. I do not subscribe to that, because there's a whole human being right now who's going to pick up my son so that I can do our second show of the day.
Exactly.
And I have to honor her with her name being said.
Yes, exactly.
I have to honor her. So you're celebrating 20 years of the magazine. I told you these pants, are 20 years old. I'm not kidding. These are vintage Gucci pants, older than the magazine. But you keep it fresh, you keep it popping.
Yeah.
You have a whole list of things planned, and I think for the very first time, you're gonna reveal some of the exciting things ahead for the year.
Yes, absolutely. I'm so excited for that. So our big annual tentpole event that we do is called Teen Vogue Summit. It's a big in-person event. This year we're in LA on November 18th, so it's just a month from today. We've announced some talent and guests who are coming, but I am so happy to announce to you and on your show, we're gonna have Renee Rapp doing a performance and a Q&A, another Broadway star, just like earlier.
I love Renee.
We have Coco Jones,
Who is
also gonna be performing and doing Q&A. We love Coco. She's amazing. Kimora Lee Simmons is going to be joining her daughter, Aoki Lee Simmons, who is our most recent cover star.
Yes.
And then Dylan Mulvaney is also going to be giving a keynote talk, so we're very excited about that.
I love it. Well, congratulations. I'm
you.
so proud of you, and I can't wait to see the next many, many years of what you bring to the magazine.
Thank you.
Versha, Teen Vogue Magazine, Teen Vogue Summit happening Saturday, November 18th, and tickets are on sale right now. That's a heck of a lineup. Thank you, my darling. I adore you.